the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for September 5th, 2024. Linkin Park are set to make a big announcement later on today in front of a live audience, and they've even asked the audience to sign a waiver. The waiver includes that they'll be transported to and from the venue, that they can be filmed, and that they'll follow any and all instructions at the event. Linkin Park are also rumored to be releasing a new single called The Emptiness Machine, following a photo that was posted on a Russian social network, VK. And Oasis made a major announcement yesterday saying, quote, due to phenomenal demand and in response to the chaotic rollout of tickets, Oasis have added 2 further shows at London's Wembley Stadium. The band has already sold out the 17-date UK and Ireland tour, but are adding the dates on September 27th and 28th of 2025. A statement says that applications to join the ballot will be opened first to the many fans who were unsuccessful in the initial sale with Ticketmaster. Responding to fan fury over Ticketmaster's dynamic ticketing policy, which saw those fortunate enough to get to the head of the website queues being forced to decide whether they wanted to pay 3 or 4 times the price for tickets they hope to purchase. The statement from the band says, quote, it needs to be made clear that Oasis leave decisions on ticketing and pricing entirely to their promoters and management, and at no time had any awareness that dynamic pricing was going to be used. A wealth of rare and previously unseen photos of late Metallica bassist Cliff Burton are now getting a proper spotlight courtesy of the band. Metallica had previously launched Orion, a tribute to Cliff Burton, as part of their digital Metallica Black Box Digital Museum. During the latest installment of the exhibit, they also coordinated the use of some 150 photos they recently acquired to create a new video for Anesthesia Pulling Teeth. In a message to fans, Metallica wrote, we recently acquired hundreds of photos shot by late photographer Russ Marino in Detroit and Chicago in 1985 and 1986. While a few of the photos got the print treatment in magazines back in the 80s, the vast majority, many of which are alternate images from the same shoot, are seeing daylight for the very first time. Brian May from Queen announced that he had suffered a minor stroke that briefly left him unable to move his left arm. Saying that he hasn't discussed the emergency because he didn't want any public attention, he added that he was making a full recovery while observing doctor's orders to do nothing but rest. Saying, quote, the good news is that I can play guitar after the events of the last few days. I say this because I was in some doubt because of a little health hiccup. It happened about a week ago. What they called it was a minor stroke. All of a sudden, out of the blue, I didn't have any control over this arm. So that was a little scary, I have to say. He thanked the staff at the hospital, recalling the experience of a lot of blue lights flashing, and it was very exciting. He concluded, I didn't want anything surrounding it. I really don't want sympathy. Please don't do that, because it'll clutter up my inbox, and I hate that. In a recent interview, Sammy Hagar talked about the fact that Jason Bonham was forced to leave Sammy's Best of All Worlds tour due to an unspecified family issue. The drummer was replaced on the last 4 shows by drummer Kenny Aronoff, who had previously played with Sammy Hagar and Michael Anthony and Joe Satriani in Chickenfoot. Sammy clarified that Jason's family emergency was a sudden thing, saying his mother had a stroke and went into a coma and it's serious. So his whole family went there to the United Kingdom, and he held out for 2 or 3 more days, and he says, I gotta go. I said, you've got to go. We told Kenny we had about 24 hours notice, and he came in for the first night. He got there at 6 a.m. We played that night in Cincinnati. He did a 90% perfect show, I swear to you. I make more mistakes every night than he did, so a big hats off to this guy. The Lumineers have shared Sleep on the Floor from their previously announced concert album, Live from Wrigley Field. The album, set for digital release and a 3 LP vinyl set, is being released September 27th, but was recorded on September 3rd in 2022 at Chicago's historic Wrigley Field. The Jesus and Mary Chain have unveiled a new song titled Pop Seeds ahead of their co-headlining tour with the Psychedelic Furs. You can stream the song online. Pop Seeds also captures the feel of the Jesus and Mary Chain's new memoir, Never Understood, that's being released on September 17th. The first wave of artists for the 2025 edition of the annual Slam Dunk Festival have been announced. Next year's event will be held May 24th at Hatfield Park in Hatfield, UK, and May 25th at Temple Newsam in Leeds, UK. Bands included in the lineup are A Day to Remember, Alkaline Trio, Newfound Glory, The Ataris, The Used, Less Than Jake, and more. And last night, Weezer began their Voyage to the Blue Planet tour, celebrating the 30th anniversary of their self-titled debut album. The band announced a deluxe reissue of the album, a 50-track reissue coming out November 1st, containing numerous previously unreleased tracks, including demos, live recordings, and more. It also includes the earliest known recording of Undone, the Sweater Song. And New Order have announced a definitive box set of their 1986 album, Brotherhood, coming out November 22nd. They're also separately reissuing the 12-inch singles for Bizarre Love Triangle, State of the Nation, and Touched by the Hand of God. The Brotherhood collection features 9 unreleased songs and demos from a 1985 recording session in Japan, and their contributions to the soundtrack of Beth B's film Salvation. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 222 featuring Dorothy is available now.